everybody, so we're on week 2. It's the 10th day of Nano, and I'm planning on doing a lot more writing and getting a lot more done with my book and stuff this week. Last week was a little crazy. I had a lot of stuff just kind of get thrown at me, tech problems, all that with the pottery collection, and it was a lot, but we got through it. Now we can focus on writing, and there's a couple of poems I need to catch up on. I'm a little behind on the escape roll prompts, and I also am really excited because I have pretty much just one scene left to write, and then we're reaching the midpoint, and I'm kind of excited about it because I really wanted to write the end of this book more than the beginning, and so I'm kind of excited that I'm almost there. It's gonna be like a big ball celebration kind of thing. Got to get through that scene, and then some crazy stuff happens afterwards, and that's the part I'm excited about writing. So I just got to get through this, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. So one of the things that I have a hard time with drafting is I constantly want to start over and rewrite. So one of the ways I'm going to try to stop myself from rewriting, because full confession, I am definitely at that point right now. I feel like I need to start over. I don't like a lot of the scenes. I thought of some other ideas I wanted to include. So I'm trying not to start over again, which is usually what I do. I'm just like, scrap it, do it over again, because I really want to get the first draft done. And I want to get better about not having to just constantly start over. I kind of got into that habit when I was writing my first project, and I rewrote that like every nano for like years. And so yeah, I'm trying to break the habit of that. So I'm actually going to make myself a little section on my Notions page for my story, and I'm just going to let it kind of be a dump all for things I want to add to the story, scenes I want to add to the story, ideas I have, and I'm hoping if I put it there, I can reference it later, I can add those scenes after, I could change the things that I don't like about what I've written without necessarily feeling like I need to start over. That's kind of how I'm gonna go about doing it. I hope it works. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm kind of just making myself a heading, so I'll kind of have a place where when I get that itch to start over, or when I'm feeling like the story is not going the way I want and I want it to be better than it is. It took me 4 or 5 years to write it that way, and so I really want to get this book done faster, and I feel like me constantly starting over from the beginning is not helping me get it done faster. So we're gonna try this. Hopefully this will keep me from trying to start over, because I did this last weekend. I was reading it and I was writing some of the scenes, and I was like, I hate this. I don't like any of it. I feel like there's so much more I need to add to the characters. I feel like they're just, it's missing like all of the meat and potatoes, it's just kind of like a fruit salad right now, and you're like, where's the rest of it, so yeah, I'm trying to like not start over again, just because I don't like what's in the fruit salad. Anyways, that's probably like the worst analogy ever of this, but point to say that I'm trying to force myself to not rewrite this story. So this is what I'm doing. I'm also got to do my poems. I really need to do that next. I think that'll help me to just write something different for a little bit. The prompt for the day was an advertisement, and so I thought it might be kind of fun to have like some silly little advertisement that is still playing, in this post-apocalyptic world, and like nobody really knows what it means, obviously, because the world's kind of ended. And so yeah, I was kind of playing with that, and I wrote a little bit of a poem with this advertisement in it, and I don't know, it was kind of fun. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time focusing on Songs of Roses project. I'm just hoping that like once I get this one scene done, I'll really be into it and really be wanting to write it. I am a little worried because it's like, if I'm not into it, will people really want to read it? You know, is it just not exciting enough to actually be a book people want to read? It does need a lot of work, so maybe it's just not there yet, and I'm just having a hard time with it. But like, I keep getting ideas for other books and other things I want to do, and I don't want to work on the book that I'm trying to work on. So I thought maybe I'll just, you know, write a poem, kind of, you know, hash out some ideas that way. Maybe get it out of my system so then I can go back to Song of Roses and do that. So yeah, I don't know if you ever struggle with that. If you ever struggle with the new ideas and ooh shiny, and then not really wanting to finish the ideas that you had. I mean, like, I don't have that problem with pottery usually. It does take me a long time to do. Like, it takes a month for a piece, a month or more for a piece to get made from beginning to end. And the balance there is this, you can make a bunch of pieces, but yeah, it doesn't take as long, so I can kind of get all these ideas out in the pottery before I really get bored of them or want to do a new idea or something. And then sometimes I do get new ideas, but I can like sketch them out and it's, you know, just save them for later kind of thing, and I know I'll get to them because pottery just doesn't take as long as writing. But like, books take so long to write that it's like, I just move on. I want to move on to the next idea before I even finish the one I have, you know. I don't know if you guys struggle with that or not, but anyway, so I did get the poems done. I really need to get some writing done before I have to go pick up my son from school, so that's what I'm going to do now. Hi everybody, it is Tuesday of the second week of Nano, and I got to the midpoint and I wrote the first scene. It definitely needs a lot more added to it. Again, like, I tend to be an underwriter, so I can see where improvements can be made, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to continue. The next couple of chapters are actually going to be from the main male character perspective, as opposed to a lot of the book so far has been, you know, my main female character's perspective. And so I'm really excited to do that. I'm going to be experimenting with some things. The way I'm kind of writing him and making him his character, I kind of want to play with the idea of him having a mind palace and using that to kind of problem solve and figure out clues and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm going to be writing this next scene for, because basically he's got to figure out big event that happened. He's got to figure out who did it, right? And so they're both kind of introverted people, but the kind of differences that I put there was that he's more of a you know, analyzer, and definitely does not have as much with the feelings and the emotions and stuff. Like, not saying he doesn't have them, he's just very much better at I don't know, they just don't affect him as much. He's not like as passionate of a person as she is. And so I am, yeah, going to try to write the scene where he can kind of switch it off and be able to do his job without having that conflict, you know. So yeah, I don't know, it'll be an interesting scene to see if I can get it to work. And yeah, there's the poems again, but I think I'm gonna skip the poems today. I'm not really kind of in a mood to do that. I really want to get into the scene, and I've got a lot of ideas for how I want to do it, and it's kind of sparked other scenes that I kind of want to add in the beginning of the book that I hadn't added yet. So I really want to get the scene out of my head, because it's kind of just been floating around in there and driving me bonkers for like the last day. And so I really want to get it out and onto the paper, and then kind of figure out where to go from there. Sometimes, you know, life happens, and my daughter's actually sick right now. She has like a fever and stuff, and is struggling, so that might be all the words I get written today, just because I've got to help her with being sick and going through that. I'm almost through the midpoint and all the scenes I want to happen for that. Everybody, so it is April 12th, and yeah, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Anyways, it's Wednesday. Daughter's feeling better, so that's good. Her fever broke and all that. So we actually are gonna have a friend over later today. So I'm glad that that kind of all worked out. I was really worried with her being sick and stuff that we might have to reschedule, but it all worked out. And I might actually get some snickerdoodle cookies, which is super exciting because I don't really talk about my diet choices and things like that, but I'm actually gluten-free because of some health stuff, and so I don't usually get things like bread and cookies and things like that. So I'm actually really excited. Snickerdoodles are like some of my favorites. Cookies, I like snickerdoodles, and I like peanut butter cookies. Those ones are my favorite. So I'm really super excited that I might actually have some snickerdoodle cookies later. It has been like a year since I've had any cookies and stuff, you know what I mean, because my friend actually is trying to be gluten-free as well, and so yeah, it's kind of cool because then they like baking a lot more than I do. I'm not really much of a cook or like baking or anything, so yeah, so they might actually like make some gluten-free cookies, and then we can have them together and it will be amazing. But besides that, I actually have a lot of editing to get done today. I'm kind of bummed because I felt like I was on a roll yesterday with writing the midpoint and getting so many scenes done. I ended up actually writing almost 3,000 words by the time I was done with everything. And so, yeah, I was just really excited, and I was like, I need to get into, like, I want to write more of the story. I want to get into the part of the half of the story I actually want to write. Because, you know, I was talking earlier about how I was struggling with wanting to start over again, and I just feel like if I can write the part of the story that I want to write, I will keep myself from starting over again, because I am at like 30,000 words, and I'm so close to the 60,000 I'd planned on this first draft being, you know, again, because I'm just an underwriter, and so I tend to not have as many words for my first drafts. All those ideas I originally had, the end of this book, I had planned out way before the beginning. So I feel like if I get those scenes out and I get them and I write them the way I want them to happen and stuff like that, that it might actually be easier to write the beginning of the book. It might actually be easier to go back to the beginning and figure out what exactly I need to add or have as part of my story so that the end is what it needs to be. But anyways, so I really wanted to get into that, but I don't know why. Doing these writing vlogs is fun, but I actually started doing my pottery videos again too, and so now I'm editing for two channels, editing videos for two channels, and my pottery videos don't take as long to edit because it's just going through a lot of like footage of me making things, and so I usually just cut little clips out and kind of edit them together and add music and things like that, and it doesn't take as long as these videos do, which I have to like edit out my ums and like if I change what I'm saying or if I decide I didn't want to add that, you know, it just takes me a lot longer to edit these ones. So yeah, I have both need to go up on Friday. One, because my writing channel I update on Fridays. Obviously this channel I'm trying to update on Fridays, and then my pottery, my patrons get the videos early, and so I usually have them edited and up on Friday, and then everybody else gets to see them on Sunday. So yeah, we got a lot of editing to do. I'm gonna start with the pottery one just because I know that one's faster, and I'm not really in the mood to edit. Like, sometimes I feel like it, most of the time I don't. I don't mind recording the videos and coming up with the ideas and the planning and all that, but actually going through and editing is not necessarily my favorite thing to do. So I'm going to start with the easy one first, which probably isn't the best idea, but it's okay. we'll do this one, and then I've got to do I've got to edit the video for this channel, which would be the first week that I actually got writing done and stuff, and my collection launch, and how awesome all of that went. I need to edit through that video and put it up. So that's what we're gonna do today. And then because I have a friend coming over, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to get any writing done. I hope so, but we'll see. So yeah. Alright, so I actually got all of the editing I can do today, because I do have to upload some videos from my phone to my Google Drive and then download them from my Google Drive, which takes my computer a while, so I can't actually add them or edit them or anything right now. And so yeah, I got pretty much the pottery video and the the writing video edited as much as I can today, so that's awesome. I actually have like 20 minutes to write before I have to go pick up my son, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited that I actually might get a little bit of time. I'm not sure if I'll do a poem or just start writing part of a scene. I know I probably won't be able to get through much of it, but it is a really nice day outside, so I'm hoping that once I'm done picking up my son, I can kind of throw the kids outside for a while. It's like a fenced yard and all that jazz. And so maybe I can just like take my laptop upstairs and, you know, kind of just keep an eye on them while they're playing outside, and maybe even get some more writing done, which would be super cool, because I'm really not sure how much writing I'm going to be able to get done tonight with, you know, the friend coming over. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. And then I'll go into it probably a little bit tomorrow, but I did have a conversation with my husband about my magic system and kind of making something in the story work. And there's a part of the story that I don't want to have to rework, just because it would be a lot more hours and hours and hours of research to be able to find something that works. If I could even find something that works for, I don't know, I just want it to make sense, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't need to go through all the effort of finding a real world example of something that works, but for me, I like that. I want to keep it, and so it's either several hours of more research trying to figure out something else that works, or I change my magic system a little bit. So I'm actually going to kind of have like 3 different parts of this magic system that they work in different ways, but they all kind of have the same source. Yeah, anyways, I'll go into more detail about that some other time. I really want to get at least a little bit of writing done today if I can. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that tomorrow and kind of how I'm messing with my magic systems. But so I did get some more writing done yesterday. I got about 1,200 words, which I wish I had gotten more, but like I'm still glad that I even got words yesterday, because you know we had the friend over and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and then really quick, I was going to talk about the magic system stuff. So because I was thinking about how I want to go about having the midpoint happen and having like the issues that happen within the midpoint work, and they can't really work like they work in real world terms, but then the fact that I have magic makes it a little harder to work out, because some people are like, well, why don't they just fix it with magic, and so because of that, I was talking to my husband about how I could make it work and how I could have everything happen the way I needed it to happen, without having to find something else or have to do a bunch of research into something else, because I really like what I came up with, and I think it'll work really well. I just kind of have to figure out how the magic system works with it. So that kind of gave me the idea of, and my husband helped with it. The idea of having like a couple of different things that can be done within that magic system that might work to get everything to happen the way it needs to happen. I'm still kind of toying with it because I've written a large majority of the book with the magic system one way, and so I'm just not sure how much rewriting will have to need to be done with having additions to the magic system. So yeah. It's the 17th of April right now, so we only got like another this week and then next week before Camp Nano's pretty much over. So I'm just gonna be going over my notes, making sure I know where I'm at, because on Friday we're gonna be doing my campaign. And because it's been several months since I've done my session, I actually went through and kind of reminded each character what they've done and how their arcs kind of progressed. I don't want to write. I don't really feel like doing anything today.